Guys, this is insane. Some of the biggest names in Hollywood, I'm talking Jennifer Lopez, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Leonardo DiCaprio, and even politicians like Kamala Harris are now being connected to Sean Diddy Combs and his wild secret parties. But these weren't just parties, oh no, they were allegedly called freak ops, and the details are darker than you can imagine. From deleted tweets to strange interviews and bizarre behavior, there's a lot going on here that just doesn't add up. Today, we're diving into the Diddy party list, the crazy allegations, and why some of the world's biggest stars are staying eerily silent. Let's start with Diddy's reputation. Sean Diddy Combs wasn't just a rapper, he was a mogul and the king of celebrity parties. His events weren't just events, these were experiences. His white parties were legendary, a strict all-white dress code, and guest lists packed with names like Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, Beyonce, and Jay-Z. They were the most attended events of the year. Not only that, in his New Year Eve blowouts, Rihanna, Mariah Carey, and even Leonardo DiCaprio were regulars at these insane celebrations. But the diddler didn't just stick to Hollywood. Politicians like Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, and even Al Sharpton crossed paths with him at events. At the time, people thought these were harmless Hollywood gatherings, but now, with everything coming out, we are left questioning, were they? So, what exactly is a freak off? Guys, this isn't just a wild party. According to court documents and multiple lawsuits, these were days-long events filled with drugs, forced acts, and cameras everywhere. In 25th of March 2024, the FBI and Homeland Security raided Diddy's homes and found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, drugs, and other supplies. Additionally, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, described these events in horrifying detail. She claims women and even men were coerced into performing acts, all while being recorded. She even said these freak-ups were weekly events, and to sustain these freak-ups for this long, there was a heavy use of cocaine, Viagra, ecstasy, and all sorts of other freaky drugs. Think about that for a second. Weekly. Imagine the scale of coordination required for something like that. It's insane. Now, let's talk about the celebrities connected to Diddy. There's a lot of them, and their behavior is raising a ton of red flags. One of them is Ashton Kutcher. In 2019, he said, "I've got a lot I can't tell. Diddy's party stories are a weird memory lane." What does that even mean? Another is Usher. Usher lived with Diddy as a teenager and admitted to seeing a crazy lifestyle. When asked if he would let his kids attend a Diddy party, he said, "Hell no." Then there is Khloe Kardashian. She once said about Diddy's parties, "Half the people were butt naked." That's a direct quote, guys. And it's not just interviews, there's been some weird activity online too. Megan Fox wiped her Instagram and X accounts completely clean when Diddy's case started making headlines. Why? Usher deleted all his tweets and claimed his account was hacked. Convenient timing, don't you think? Once mentored by Diddy, Justin has gone radio silent. His spokesperson said he's focusing on family and won't comment on the case. When you connect all these dots, you have to wonder, what are they hiding? Let's dive into Jennifer Lopez. She's not just a name on the list. Her connection to Diddy goes way back. Jennifer Lopez and Diddy dated in the late 1990s, during a time when both were skyrocketing in their careers. They were the it couple of the Hollywood, always in the headlines, always at the center of attention. But their relationship wasn't just about glitz and glamour, it came with controversy. In 1999, Diddy and Jennifer were involved in a nightclub shooting in New York. 3 people were injured, and while J-Lo was cleared of any wrongdoing, Diddy faced serious legal troubles. This incident put their relationship under a microscope. Even after their breakup, Jennifer remained in Diddy's social circle. She was a frequent guest at his parties, including the infamous white parties and other high-profile events. Now, with the freak of allegations surfacing, people are questioning just how much J-Lo knew about Diddy's activities. While there is no direct evidence linking her to these events, her long-standing association with him raises eyebrows. Since the allegations against Diddy became public, Jennifer has remained tight-lipped. No statements, no interviews addressing the matter, nothing. And in Hollywood, silence often speaks volumes. Jennifer's career has always been about control and perfection. She's a master at managing her image, but this connection to Diddy could be a crack in that facade. It is important to note that being associated with someone does not mean complicity, but in a case this big, every connection matters. and Jennifer Lopez's connection to Diddy is one of the closest. Let's break down some of the biggest names who've been seen at Diddy's parties. Jay-Z and Beyonce are close friends of Diddy. They've been regulars at his events for years. Leonardo DiCaprio has been spotted at multiple Diddy parties, including exclusive Coachella after parties. Rihanna was also frequently seen at his New York and LA events, not to mention Kim Kardashian and Kanye West were regular attendees at his biggest Hollywood bashes. These names are just the tip of the iceberg. The list includes over 80 celebrities, from pop stars like Justin Bieber to politicians like Kamala Harris. It's literally a who's who of Hollywood and politics. What's even more suspicious is the silence. Since these allegations broke, many of Diddy's former party regulars have gone quiet. No public statements, no distancing themselves, nothing. For example, Usher, he deletes tweets, claims hacking. Megan Fox mysteriously vanishes from social media. Then there are the ultimate power couple and close friends of Diddy, Beyonce and Jay-Z, who are completely silent. Look, I'm not saying they're guilty of anything, but when you see so many people scrambling to erase their digital footprints, you have to ask, why? Let's dive deeper into the allegations. People who have attended these parties have shared disturbing details. In Cassie's lawsuit, she described being forced into these events where participants were often drugged without their knowledge. Cassie also stated she was coerced by Diddy to find BBCs, basically sex workers, with Big Black Fiddle. She was then forced to perform wild sex acts with them in front of his then boyfriend, Diddy. While she watched with fascination, she called them horrific and said they left lifelong trauma. Not only this, a person who attended one of these infamous parties claimed they saw a woman stumbling out of Diddy's mansion at all hours, looking disoriented and lost. And it was not just a woman. Allegations have surfaced about male victims too. One lawsuit described a man being coerced into acts under the guise of breaking into the industry. Here is something even crazier. Did you know Diddy tried to involve royalty in his parties? Diddy's obsession with royalty wasn't just a passing fancy. He actively tried to involve members of the British royal family in his events. Prince Harry and Prince William reportedly received multiple invitations. Diddy even offered to cover their travel and security expenses. While the princes never accepted, the effort speaks volumes about Diddy's mindset. He saw himself as a king and he wanted real royalty in his orbit. Other members of the royal family like Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie were also reportedly invited. Their connections to the art world and high society made them attractive targets for Diddy's social circle. Although there is no evidence they attended, their names add another layer of intrigue. What's becoming clear is that Diddy's world wasn't just about music or parties. It was a network, a web of connections spanning Hollywood, politics and even royalty. And at the center of it all was Sean Diddy Combs. The allegations against him are shocking, but the silence from those connected to him is perhaps even more telling. As more details come to light, the question remains, how deep does this go and who else will be implicated? For now, we can only watch as this story continues to unfold. But one thing's for sure, Hollywood's glittering facade is starting to crack, and the truth behind the parties, the power and the privilege is finally coming to light. So here's the big question, guys. Did these celebs know what was happening at Diddy's parties? I'm not saying they were all involved. Some might have just been there for the music, the drinks and the Hollywood vibes, but you can't ignore the evidence. Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie described being forced into freak-ups. Celebs like Usher and Ashton Kutcher hinted at a wild lifestyle they couldn't even explain. And then there's the deleted posts and weird silences from people like Megan Fox and Justin Bieber. It's hard not to ask, when there is smoke, is there fire? Diddy is set to go on trial in May 2025. That's when we'll find out what really happened at these parties. But until then, the world is watching. If you're one of the biggest celebs on the planet like Beyonce, Jay-Z or Leonardo DiCaprio, do you really think people won't start asking questions? So what do you guys think? Are these celebs hiding something? Did they see what was really going on behind closed doors? Or were they just innocent partygoers? Comment your thoughts below, because this story is only going to get crazier as more details come out. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, because I'll be covering every single update on this case as it happens. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.